guys, I'm here, and in today's video we're gonna do a new deck. Today's deck theme is the Alolan Starter Trio. It's a really complicated deck, but since I can make it, you can also do it. So before I start the video, I want to show you guys something. 2 months ago, I tried to make homemade slime, but yesterday I found it and I picked it up and this happened. Oh my god. That's legit. So now for the deck. First we have the fire type starter Litten. We need 2 copies of Litten, 2 copies of Torracat, which will later evolve into 2 copies of Incineroar. Then we will need 2 copies of Growlithe, which will evolve into 2 copies of Arcanine. So Incineroar can use this Darkest Lariat thing to do 300 damage, which is legit. And this Arcanine can do Firestorm attack with 190 damage. Now for the grass type Pokemon. For the grass typing, we will start off with the 2 copies of the basic grass starter Rowlet, which will evolve into 2 copies of Dartrix, and later evolve into 2 copies of Decidueye. Decidueye can do 120 damage with the attack Brave Bird, but it does 20 damage as recoil. But before I got finish the Litten line, I wanted to do what am I saying? I didn't have Torracat, but I had Incineroar and Litten. So my strongest card was this, but now the strongest card is, of course, the Torracat. But the second card is the only normal type card in this deck. You'll see it later. So more is 1 copy of Bounce Tweet, which will evolve into 1 copy of Steenie, and then into 1 copy of Serena. So first, when you use this card to evolve the Steenie, your opponent will reveal their hand and you can remove 1 card from it. And the trap trick is you can do 80 damage, which is not that good, but it will help you to heal 20 damage from this Pokemon and remove all special conditions. So that's a good attack. Then we have 1 copy of Morlul, which will evolve into 1 copy of Shiinotic. So that's the grass type. Now let's move on to the water. Water type begins with 2 copies of the basic water starter Popplio, evolving into 2 copies of Brionne, and then evolving into 2 copies of Primarina. Then we have the one and only Tapu of this video, Tapu Fini. So before that, from Primarina we have the attack Sparkling Araya, which does 100 damage and also heals 30 damage from this Pokemon, which is cool. And Tapu Fini, which has the Tapu Storm. You have to shuffle our opponent's active Pokemon, and all the cards attached to it and into their deck. If your opponent has no benched Pokemon, this attack does nothing. You can't use more than 1 GX attack in a game. That's cool. Not that good, but at least 1 Tapu is important. Then we have the Viper, which will later evolve into Aquanit. Aquanit has this attack Water Bubblia, so which prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks of your opponent's Pokemon, which is legit. Then 2 copies of Crabominable. Since we are doing the water type now, I know Crabominable evolves from Crabrawler, but you are going to see Crabrawler next because it's not a water type. For the fighting type, you know that I have to evolve Crabomniol for something, so I had to put fighting type in. I didn't want to, so two Crabrawlers. That's all for fighting type. Now let's move on to psychic. Now for the psychic type, we have too many Pokemon in the psychic type. According to the rules, which is Alolan starter, but still it's not illegal, so we are doing it. First, you have an Alolan Grimer, which will evolve into an Alolan Mug. A Marini, which and Mug also has each basic Pokemon in each player's hand, and in each player's discard pile has no abilities. Cool. And also, you can use Crunch, and it does 90 damage. You have to flip a coin. If it's discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. It is good. Then evolve the Marini into Toxapex, which Toxic spikes. Whenever your opponent's active Pokemon retreats, the new active Pokemon is poisoned. Good. Okay, next. The cover legendary of Pokemon Moon. First Cosmog, evolving to Cosmem, evolving into Lunala. So, that's it for the psychic type. So let's move on with the normal. For the normal type, we have what you guys were waiting for. The second strongest Pokemon card in this deck, followed by Incineroar. Kangaskhan. So this here Hurricane Punch flip 4 does 50 damage, flip 4 coins. This attack does 50 damage for each head. So it's about luck, but Incineroar is also about luck, so this will count. It does 250 damage, which is cool. Next is electric. Electric type, we have only one evolution line. So here first we have Chinchou, and then Lantern. So Lantern has Confused Red and this Aqua Spark, which is not that good but good because you can confuse with Confused Red. So that's all of the Pokemon in this deck. Now let's move on to the trainers. No stadiums. First trainer is Professor Kukui. 2 copies. You can draw 2 cards during the opponent's next turn. During your Pokemon's attack, do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance, which is good. 1 copy of Lily. Draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. This is your first turn. Draw until you have 8 cards in your hand, so this is good. Team Skull Grunt. Your opponent reveals their hand. Discard 2 energy cards from it, which is good. 2 copies of How, which have draw 3 cards and again draw 3 cards. Now let's move on to the energy. First we have 1 electric energy, 2 fighting slash rock, 3 fighting slash rocking energy, 1 fire type energy, 2, 1 psychic slash poison type energy, and then you know that since Sun and Moon have released, the total concept of the rainbow energy has changed. Before Sun and Moon, the rainbow energy meant that it will work as any one single energy at a time, like either it is a fire or grass. But since Pokemon Sun and Moon have released, it has changed to something even more legit and cool. So what this is for, we have 2 of those rainbow energies. So for demonstration, we'll bring in 2 fully evolved Pokemon, Arcanine and Incineroar. The only 2 fire type fully evolved Pokemons. So what this is when you attach a rainbow energy to a Pokemon, it will just charge 1 single move. So we are charging Firestorm. If you don't want to use Firestorm, if you are done using Firestorm, you can switch it to Searing Flame, but since Searing Flame has 3 energies, your Pokemon will be damaged by 30 for 3 damage counters on it. And if you want to switch it to another Pokemon to one move, it will do the same. Like since we moved it to Fire Fang, there will be 2 damage counters on this Pokemon, and if we move this to Darkest Lariat, this will have 3. If you chose Fire Fang, then if you move it to Darkest Lariat, it will, you have to put 5, and if you chose Darkest Lariat and move to Fire Fang, it will still have to pay 5 damage counters. So that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to join the Mental Squad. Get out of full screen mode and tap right here. And that's pretty much it actually. So make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment down below if you will use this in the 2020 Pokemon World Championships. So bye bye and peace out.